Hi, Monica Fernandes with Evolution Essentials. In this video, we learn how to overcome the stress of job transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. Stick around until the end to find out how to get my free gift for you to have less stress in your life.
Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are talking to Lana Medurić on how to overcome the stress of job transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. Lana has first experience on this subject. So Lana, welcome. And I would like for you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, Monica. Thank you for having me today. This is exciting. And I like to also say it's my first time doing something like that. And I'm very, just excited to speak with you about my experience.
Awesome.
So I am I'm from Croatia. And I came to the US probably 12 years ago. I was a nanny and then a full-time student, and I was able to finish my master's in human resource management, which I thought back then is my life goal, my passion. This is what I will do for the rest of my life. But oh boy, was I wrong. I would say I always had another passion, but I would say I was pushing it aside because I say, no, the 9 to 5, the career, the title, this is what I go by because it's more accepted in society, which me and you will maybe be able to talk about it a little bit later. But pretty much throughout this epidemic now, I left my comfortable career path as a human resources director, and I actually full-time became a bikini designer. So
a bikini designer. So from the corporate career, were you doing HR? You were doing HR, and you went from HR, corporate, 9 to 5, traditional schedule to becoming an entrepreneur and a bikini designer.
Absolutely. And
wow.
I just want to like smooth it a little bit out. It's not like it just happened overnight. This is something I planned for, not planned, but something that was in my mind for about 5 years. I used to live in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro in 2015. And my passion for bikinis became stronger once I visited that country and once I lived there and saw the lifestyle that a bikini brought. And it inspired me so much that I really literally, after I left Brazil, started drawing, bikinis, the pattern, learning how to, to make everything from scratch. And Monica, to tell you, all of a sudden something awoke in me that I never thought was even there. Wow. So however, I only did that as a side thing, as a fun thing. I have books and books of sketches throughout the years.
Wow.
I even remember making throughout my lunch breaks when I was in corporate, making my little sketches. And so it was always there. It was always there, and it took an epidemic to actually make it happen.
Okay, so what was about, I know, so you were doing this on the side, but what was about corporate life that created that stress for you?
Yes, I think anyone who ever entered corporate life can agree on that there's a lot of and let's say bells and whistles. It comes with bells and whistles, and it comes with also a lot of reporting to 3, 4, 5 different people. These 3, 4, 5 different people have different opinions about you, about your work. It's always something like you're trying to satisfy people that you may not necessarily can, because everyone has a different perspective of you and your job. I also think at the end it's all about money in the corporate world. And if certain, let's say, reports or certain certain things don't get accomplished at a certain time, there is like this huge fear in you that oh my God, I'm going to be in trouble, or oh my God, I'm not going to get the bonus, or oh my God, is he going to still like me as this person, or am I going to lose my job? There's tons of different stress factors I can now count, but those are ones that really I thought, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? To listen to people and give advice is one thing. I enjoy that. But also you must understand that in human resources, there's a lot of people that come to you with even private problems. And you bring that home. You're human. I'm not robot. And I think it affected me in my after work life. And I think just honestly, I also realized once working for corporate, at the end of the day, I'm not making money. I'm making the business money. And to me, it's almost like a click happens. To me, it's like, no, I can, you know what? I can do that too. I'm like,
wow. So what do you remember what were the most stressful moments that you had?
During my, like, let's say maybe during my last job, I was there for 4 years. It was in the hospitality industry. I think the most stressful thing was, I had an amazing boss. I just want to mention that because without her, I wouldn't probably be able to do all that. It always takes a team for you to succeed, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the most stressful thing was making sure that reports are submitted on times. And I think also, I like to go by structure, but I don't want to say there was not, but there was a lot of changes within the changes.
I see.
So let's say there is one change, but at the end of the night, before you submit it, the changes happen again and you have to start over again. So you do that on a weekly basis.
It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, it's a lot
That's
of pressure.
the word. That pressure is and I realized that it's headaches. I would get more headaches. For the past 2 years was more extreme than 4 years. And I think, and I started listening to my body as well. And I know I had to calm down.
That's so important.
Yeah. And if I don't do it now, it may be, it may become chronic. It may become something worse than it is now. And I had to make a little step.
So is that how you surpassed the stress? Did you realize that it wasn't feeling good? And how did you get out of it? How did you make yourself feel better?
Yes. So I'm a huge believer in vacation.
I love that.
In this country, unfortunately, people don't think like that, but I'm not from here. I'm from Europe, where you have vacation a year. And there's a reason why people take vacation.
Yes.
Because guess what? We all run on batteries, human batteries. And this battery goes low and low and low. And if you don't take care of this,
you have to plug it in.
Exactly, that's what it is. Yeah. So I was known in my whole company. Oh, Lana, it's vacation time again. Yep. And you know what? Let me tell you. Whatever people would say as jokes, like, oh, she loves to take vacation. She loves to take time off. Almost like into the negative, I pushed it into positive.
Yeah.
I would say, I'm saddened that you don't take your vacation, because you would feel so much better.
Absolutely.
You would feel so much more energized. You would be able to, just again, gain more experience. Maybe you traveled somewhere, tell a story,
Absolutely. I mean, vacation it gets you out of your routine. It gets you out of whatever is troubling you. So if you change scenery, the mood changes. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're experiencing new things, you're eating different foods, you're meeting new people, you're in different scenery, and all of that is
messes with the senses in a good way, right? Because you're absorbing that energy. That's you're plugging yourself in, really.
Yeah.
How you say, I think that was a great analogy you did with the batteries, because that's a great way to, you're more likely to relax,
Yes.
because there is no pressure. There's not that corporate pressure or
Yes.
nothing of that.
Yes, absolutely. And I also took it to another level. I would have phones and I cut them off. I cut off my email, I cut off the phone. Because even one bee can destroy that vacation. Let me tell you. And when I say I'm going, people would know not to bother me, because at the end of the day, you want to come back relaxed and happy to actually go back to the reports, happy to go back and report to whatever you need to report, and just like you said, be a new person, be charged up and ready for work.
Exactly.
And that's what I would do almost, I would say every 3 months I would take a small trip, and then like twice a year, a little longer, maybe 10
Oh, fantastic.
10
Awesome.
days, yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. That's really good advice, I think, for people that are feeling, you know, stressed out in their job, no matter what it is. Okay, so when I think you kind of covered this a little bit, but when did you realize that you did, I think I know the answer, but when did you realize that you didn't want to be in that corporate life anymore?
I would say it was like about 2 years ago when it came often in my head that, is this really what I want to do? But really, it was with the epidemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
When,
So COVID happened, and then that was sort of like that drop that made the glass full.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because I left the company. I furloughed, and I actually, when I was told that, I had an excitement in my heart. I wasn't sad. I wasn't exciting, and it was for 3-4 weeks, they say, about. But in my heart, I felt, no, it's for good. I didn't pack my things or any of that, but let me tell you, probably the first 2 weeks, all I did was slept.
You slept.
And that was shocking to me, because I don't just sleep throughout the day. You know, I wake up usually early, I go about my day, I enjoy the beach, bike riding, nature, that's me. But when I then realized, hey, 2 weeks I just wasted on hanging out, sleeping.
Maybe you needed that.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
I needed it. And I'm like, imagine this wouldn't have happened. Like, that means we're all already conditioned so badly to fit in this systematic, you know, again, behavior that we forget about. Hey, when is there stuff for me? Hey, I need a break. And unfortunately, I feel like in this country, a break is seen as negative and not positive. That irks me. There's more and more companies, maybe now, I see them make retreats, like yoga retreats, or they give their employee like massage, days or something like that. But this is very serious.
It should be an ongoing thing. The self-care thing is not something once in a while, and you do need that break, whether it's in the in the middle of a pandemic, or if it's in the middle of a stressful week or stressful month. So wanted to just tell people that if people want to know more about what to do when they're furloughed, that they can watch this video right here.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So of course, I didn't even know, even though I was in HR, what furlough actually means, because it never happened to me per se. However, when it happened to me, really the first thing is, and everyone reacts differently, Monica. Most, I would say, are more fearful or more, scared of losing their job. They have to feed a family. and
Of course.
we have to jeopardize things. However, I think what really helps, Monica, is be in peace. Just
Mhm.
be calm. Speak
Yeah.
with spouses, speak with your family. I think
Mhm.
just keeping it to yourself is self-destruction, what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so now that you made the jump, so what would your advice be if someone who still has kept their job, they're still in their corporate job, and they're thinking about what you just did? What is your advice to them? What's some tips that you have for that?
Yeah, don't do it like me. Don't wait on something crazy to happen that could shook you so hard that it's not for everyone, I would say. I think plan ahead, at least start. If there's something, maybe you do have I'm just making something up.
A passion, yeah, some sort.
Fashion,
Yeah.
art, jewelry, whatever it may be, becoming an entrepreneur. Take this time while you're furloughed to get more information about what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
just to be more smart in that aspect. That
Mm-hmm.
before you really leave the job, that
Mm-hmm.
your job. And I think also try to have some savings. This really will is make it or break it in these days.
I think that planning ahead you mentioned is part of that, right? Because if someone has that dream, that it, like you said, maybe it's not going to happen overnight. There needs to be a little preparation.
Yeah,
So that's, yeah, savings is a great tip,
absolutely.
for sure. So I wanted to tell people that if you're enjoying this video, you can please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when a new one comes out. And so continuing our conversation, so now that you made the jump, okay, how's it going? How are you feeling? What's going on? Tell us everything.
So I can tell you, Monica, it's a very good question actually. I'm actually glad you're asking that. That because I was never put in this situation, I usually when something bad happened or something out of my way, something negative, I usually stay calm. That's just a reaction. I don't immediately react. I think this is just my personality. I stay calm because I like to think of what actually happened before I give a reaction to this action. However, I realized that within the I would say first month or two of me no longer working with the company, I experienced something I never experienced in my whole life:
Okay.
anxiety.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. That was the first thing.
So I honestly, and I don't want to ever say I misjudged it, but for sure I was ignorant about the subject because I have many friends that experienced it, and I just said, "What is this? Why are you? You need to calm down. I don't understand why you can't breathe. I don't understand anything of that." So I never was with that subject, and I felt like almost people would take this word and overuse it for stupid little things, and then it would make me almost upset because I was like, do you even know what anxiety is? Because I don't know. However, it happened, and once it happened, Monica, I really thought, okay, this is serious. And I started Googling, and I actually called my doctor friend, and she said, yep, you experienced what I've been telling you, something that she has over 10 years. I received it, and I think I hit rock bottom. That was the most stressful, most fearful, most, anxious situation I was ever in my whole life.
So you think, so this happened 1 or 2 months after?
I would say a month and a half after, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Almost like it had to click. It didn't click immediately, right? When I said to you, I usually am a thinker, I'm calm and stuff. So it took almost 1.5 months for me for it to click, yes.
So what did you do to feel better?
Yes, that's a very good question. I would say about, Monica, 10 years ago, I met a girl she would do hypnosis with me, but more for fun. However, she does it professionally, and she taught me about hypnosis and what it actually can do, which still people are skeptical about it because they think it's more like a hocus pocus thing. It's not taken serious in the Western medicine world than it is in others on the other side of the world. It really can be a stress reliever. It really can help lower anxiety, actually give you a more open mind, even give you new ideas, give you a new perspective.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
When I remember it, actually I still have like a little, it's like a little audio that I can hear because she actually speaks, but it's mostly music.
So it's a guided meditation almost, or guided
deep, I would call it deep. Yes, a deep meditation. That's the only time we hit it's called alpha state. I'm not a neuroscience or any of that.
Yeah.
Science that everyone can read about it. And once you hit that alpha state, you're not sleeping, you're still aware what's going on in your subconscious, right? But once you reach that subconscious, magic can become real.
Awesome. So you used the tape, you used those tapes, and that helped you.
Yes, and you can go on YouTube actually and have some kind of just calming music, but it has to be with an intention. You should write down actually what you're looking for, right? Why am I feeling anxious? Really, it helps. When you start writing things down, you're starting to realize, hey, I didn't even know this perspective of why.
Absolutely.
Where's it coming from?
Right? I'm a big believer in writing things down. I think sometimes when you're doing stream of consciousness, you're releasing things, and even if it's doesn't make sense at the time, it's a great thing to be doing that, because not only is it focusing your mind on something, but it's regurgitating. It's sort of like you're throwing up the stuff that's in your head.
Yes, absolutely. Almost like you're building. I know the brain doesn't have muscles, but really like a trust muscle in your brain. Hey, things will be good. Things are okay. You can train to be, thinking better, to overcome.
Yeah, I believe that can retrain your brain. Definitely, I think hypnosis, meditation, all of those techniques definitely do something to your brain that's scientifically measured.
Totally. If it wouldn't be for the science fact, I wouldn't even go there. But since it is, and you can read so much on your own, I would never just tell you, your viewers, hey, something like a hocus pocus. No, it really is.
I don't think so. I mean, I would think not. I would think not, because I'm very much into alternative medicine techniques, and I do consider hypnosis one of those. So I think that it's the right method works for the right person. So it's not for everybody, but it worked for you. It works for you. So that's fantastic, and it can work for someone else. Absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. So getting back into your new life now, how do you organize your schedule? Because now you're not in the 9 to 5. So how do you organize your schedule now that you're the boss?
Yes, very nice questions. I sometimes still be like, I'm the boss. Yes. To me, I think I had to learn it. I think I was good in prioritizing things just back in the days and in my corporate life. Maybe corporate life even helped me do it better. But I'm taking care of myself first in the morning.
I love that.
Me first before anyone else. Whether it is really the stretch, stretch movements. I usually go rollerblading or on my bike because I live in Miami Beach and I really enjoy. And it could be only a 30-minute bike ride. It just gives me the power that I would say I would need for the day.
Fantastic.
I would then go, actually, I have a little calendar and check my calendar. Hey, who do I need to call for email? Who am I going to target for my maybe next customers? And while I do all that, Monica, I find joy in all these small little things that may not bring money yet in, but I'm enjoying it, and I know I'm doing what I was called in to do.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I think that it, you know, energetically speaking, when you're doing something you love, you feel better automatically.
Yeah.
You're having fun. I mean, you're designing, you're creating, you're making new contacts, you're putting your bikinis in new places, you're reaching online, you're just doing all of these things, and you love it, even if it's like a minute email, like you said, or a call that you have to make. You love it because it's yours, and it's your design. You've been having this, planning this for a while, so it's been brewing.
It was 5 years for sure, if not longer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you're basically putting the gears and manifesting that dream right now. So that's fantastic.
Thank you, Monica.
That's great. I think that's going to be very inspirational to a lot of people that are looking into making that jump, from corporate to entrepreneurship. Because I feel like if they have a dream, you need to pursue it because it's your dream. And so it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
And I just want to add to it that everyone has, of course, a different time, right?
Yeah.
My time is not yours. Your time is not mine. Some people start with 18, some with 47 or even 50. It's okay, 55. I always want to say that age thing is made to scare us. It's again a societal impact that it's brainwashing us, unfortunately, that we need to get rid of, right? So I that's why I say I thought my time was in 2018, but it wasn't. Then I thought it was 2019 because I was invited to first show my first pieces in a fashion show. So I thought, oh my God, 2019 is the year, but boy, I was wrong. So
you needed to go through a pandemic first.
I did go through a pandemic first, and let me tell you, usually when some big stuff is happening, horrible things happens first before I can reach the cherry on top. So I really, again, I see a little light in that window still. I don't have the thought of even quitting. It's just because I'm in the middle of it, and it's like there's no way. I feel unstoppable.
It's awesome. It's awesome. What are you most looking forward to?
Of course, I am building my empire. I want it to be successful. Success is not necessarily measured in terms of money, but what I really want to do is like a revolution. My big dream is to make bikinis for plus size, for curvy girls. Okay, I still don't see enough girls who have everybody on the beach, at the pool party, on the yacht. Because again, it's almost like, again, it's like, hey, you don't deserve to be in a bikini or in a one piece.
Wow.
Okay, and people don't understand what actually goes behind the scene in this fashion bikini world, but it's still ugly. And for me, it's like a huge thing. I'm starting small. I'm starting, of course, with models that present it, but more and more I want to show cellulitis. I want to show the stretch mark. I want to go in this field and say, hey, we all have a voice. We're all beautiful body. Women are beautiful creatures, and this needs to be celebrated. Okay, and to me, to just design bikinis, it's an intimate moment for me. It really is, and it's that's just something I want to reach and of course pay my rent. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's awesome. So to wrap up really quickly, can you share 5 tips on how someone can overcome the stress of job transition from corporate to entrepreneurship, please?
Absolutely. So besides the really deep meditation, even if you do small, just breathing exercise, it can help. Just sit still in a room and listen to nice calm music and start breathing. For example, 6 counts in and out. these things can change your mind.
Absolutely.
I'm also a believer of Epsom salt bath. I just feel like the magnesium not only can relieve stress, but also muscle pain. You know, I mean, those are really beautiful alternative. I say alternative medicine that can help you really relieve and breathe out the stress and breathe in good positive energy. Grounding, go on the beach. If you don't have beach, go in the nature. Breathe in the air, breathe in really, like, touch the tree, touch the flower, don't rip it out. But those are things that I have done throughout this time. I'm still doing it, and it's helping me just to start the day, be in a good mindset, and I think also a huge impact. I changed some food habits as well. I am a vegetarian for 6 years now. I am, but I would say you are what you eat. Be cautious about that throughout this time. A lot of people overeat because, again, anxiety or the stress. But I think this is exactly the time where you can change your diet, where you can take care a little bit more about your health. And yeah, I think
Awesome.
that's about it.
So I think that was 5, I think.
I think so. If not, call me back.
Well, I want to thank you so much. We're going to link up all the information that people can get in touch with you, so they can connect with you, and definitely check out your website with your beautiful designs. And you need to, absolutely. This is the time to do it. This is definitely the time to do it.
It's summertime.
That's it. So I just wanted to thank you again, and be well.
Thank you. You too, Monica. Thank you for today.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.